Good morning.
Good morning. This is, what's the date?
5th of July.
5th of July. And it's...
Or it might be 6th, come to think of it. Oh,
I don't think so, but I'll
check.
quick
We'll
check.
check.
It's right here.
Because 6th.
6. Wow, time flies.
Yep.
Anyway, good meditation as usual. Quick weather report. The wind has finally died down and we've got partly cloudy skies, so variable lighting. And we're a little bit of trouble with the lighting this morning.
So if you see it ebb and flow or change, it's just what's going on with the weather outside.
Yeah.
That's affecting our lighting.
So anyway, what I got this morning was very earth-based, I guess. And I was drawn to northern Africa, the Sahara Desert. The whole of North Africa is mostly desert there. And I think you were saying it was 36,000 years ago, Africa was all green, the entire continent. And something very drastic happening there related to war, I believe.
Well, that's the entire history. 36,000 years ago, there was a major glacier in Europe, and so the weather pattern had changed, dropping a lot of water. But if you actually look at the history of the Sahara, you have Carthage conquering all of the northern coastline of Africa, and you have wars with the Egyptians, with the Hittite, and keep in mind that Rome attacked Carthage as well. So you have a long history of warfare right in the Sahara area, which we don't know a lot about because, after all, Rome wrote the history.
And of course, the entire planet has had a history of war all over. And the reason I was drawn to, I don't know why particularly the Sahara, but it has to do with the fact that we have been at war for so long on this planet. And the planet itself is changing to a new vibration that will not support war anymore. So we need to heal those vibrations. When you have a battle or a war or a disease or anything, it kind of permeates the physical matter in that area and it holds that vibration. And those vibrations need to be lifted and changed. And so what is happening right now on the planet is a raising of consciousness, and there's actually a battle for our consciousness. The dark forces want to keep us in the dark. They want to keep us asleep. But more and more people are awakening, and we're raising our vibration. So let's keep in that direction, raising our vibration. And to help do that, we need to heal the planet to help heal ourselves, and it works both ways. The planet will help us heal as well. So get out into nature, heal the area you're in, and raise your vibration, raise the vibration of the planet. So yeah, that's what my message is for this morning.
A lot of that healing would be forgiveness in both directions, because keep in mind, some of the threads of these ancient wars travel through us in kind of opinions about this or that, and that can be a component that you heal inside yourself. And that's some of the racial discrimination or cultural discrimination can actually be left over from something that might have taken place an awful long time ago.
So when you heal your surroundings, you're actually doing a healing on yourself as well, and it feeds back and forth.
I had a very different kind of message this morning. I have to explain that I spent a good bit of my late 20s into my 30s kayaking. That's canoeing and kayaking. I have actually kayaked most of the whitewater in southern Missouri and Arkansas, and as well as a couple other little more strange places like Alaska. But when you're learning to run whitewater in a kayak, you're taught to look for the thread of the water that makes it all the way through the rapid with the least running into rocks or the least amount of turbulence. When you're in whitewater, the froth and the foam is full of air, so it doesn't actually behave like water. You're looking for a thread of water, something that goes all the way through the rapid and ends up where you want to be and bypasses the rocks. And you walk ahead and study the rapid so you can see it. And that was presented to me this morning as a message of being true to yourself, your own internal values, your own internal core, what you believe about peace in the world and what's possible for our world. Is this true thread running through the chaos of the rapid? And we have a lot of storm and froth and all sorts of stuff going on, particularly if you're following anything in the news, around us, which isn't actually completely real. You can't tell the frothy water from the rocks. And we're only going to really know once we get through this time period, literally through the rapids.
Yeah.
So this thread of water is your good sense, your true internal sense of right and wrong, and a willingness to ride out the rapid to the best of your ability on the best vibrational thread of your own truth to see what's actually there, and not to make too many judgments yet, because you really can't see the rocks easily from the top of a rapid.
Time to crank up your bullshit detectors as far
True. That's a good
as what's
description.
real and what's not. So don't, if you see something on the news that just really excites you, make sure it's factual.
Yes.
Rather than just, because there's a lot of stuff coming out that is just hype. It's not really true.
Yeah, and it's opinions that once we understand fully what's happened, may or may not be true. It's a little like choosing to run a rapid. I'd always study a rapid before I ran it, and I'd always look for that thread to make sure I had a nice passage and a safe passage through. I got dunked enough times that I knew to study the rapid.
Yeah, I've been canoeing with her. She's better than I am.
When you think about the rivers, that was a little bit of a surprise because most people don't expect you to have that much experience. No, I can't do an Eskimo roll except in a pool. Every time I was trying to do it in a river, there was a bunch of trees nearby, which didn't make it safe.
Yeah.
So, serious level of kayaking. But that thread in the water is your own vibration, your sense of truth, your sense of morality, your sense of rightness. That's the thread in the water that is the peaceful line that will guide you through any kind of turbulence. And it works for whitewater.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
That's all for today.
Yep.
Be sure to check out naturalshaman.com, and we'll see you next time.
See you Tuesday morning.
Blessings.
Blessings upon you.